Hello and welcome to Not Fake News. We got a video here, Don Lemon and a bunch of leftist shills just lying straight on TV to you. That's right. CNN lying again.
We're back now with breaking news tonight. The Justice Department warned the Trump administration last month that Michael Flynn misled the administration about his communications with the Russian ambassador and was potentially vulnerable to blackmail by the Russians. Let's discuss now Republican commentator Joseph Flynn. Charles, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, this is about a week ago, and this is before the breakdown and meltdown of Don and him right here. Yep, we got the video of him just flipping out on Kayleigh McEnany, or whatever her name is, the blonde chick that's usually on here, and he was like, "Don't touch me! Don't you ever put your fingers on me!" Blah blah blah. He snowflaked out in the worst way. And this Don, of course, we have Don walking off the set the other day when a Trump supporter commentator on there said this is fake news right on the show. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let these idiots talk.
It's incredible, actually. I mean, if it is true and they knew about it for an entire month and did nothing about it, and I mean, I assume hoping that it would go away, or hoping that no one would ever find out about it and then see how it shakes out. That's an incredible thing. And for this particular president, who has basically said that he's going to set up extreme vetting for people coming into the office, but he couldn't extremely vet the people who were in his own administration, in particular the person who is in charge of security for the country, is an extraordinary admission. But I think we need to back up and say this as well. It all starts at the top. If the president himself is a habitual, pathological liar,
like we are,
it filters down throughout the entire administration, where I could imagine that people would feel like you don't necessarily have to tell the truth. He's not necessarily just lying about the big things. He's lying about everything, whether or not it's crowd sizes or whether or not it's how people voted. And if you have a person who is your boss and he is not adhering to the truth, what does that tell you about how you are supposed to behave? And I have a short time.
Interesting. That ties to your boss at CNN and how he's making everyone there spew out a negative narrative about Donald Trump for months, almost even more than months, maybe the last year and a half.
I want to get everyone in. Joseph Borelli, how do you respond?
Look, I think there's two separate issues. Whether there's been any type of legal violation of the Logan Act is kind of moot, as Chris Ruddy pointed out earlier. Otherwise, Nancy Pelosi, Jimmy Carter, they'd probably be sharing a jail cell with Michael Flynn right now. I think this is really a question of the insiders in the White House and whether or not Michael Flynn did mislead members of the Trump cabinet. And if he did, I mean, the only way we're going to find out is whether or not he is either asked...
As we already know, this is before it happened, but Michael Flynn was already cleared of all charges. Again, this is a week ago. During the week, Michael was cleared of all charges, and that's later on, like 2 days ago, him and Don just melted.
To resign or is fired. I just don't think that they're denying that he spoke to the Russian ambassador. In fact, I saw something from the White House earlier that they believe this is something he did in the course of his normal duties as the Director of National Security.
As we speak, I'm uploading a video that proves John McCain, in 2008, when he was running for presidency, he tried to get money from Russia, and they wrote him a letter saying, sorry, we don't do that. It's illegal to give money to foreign things. The Russians said, sorry, that's illegal, when Mr. McCain, Senator McCain, tried to extort money from them for his presidential campaign. So what he actually did, he's blaming Trump and Michael Flynn for doing, which they didn't do.
He said he spoke to at least 30 foreign diplomats while he was the designee before the inauguration.
Well, the thing is, but then, if he spoke to them, but did he mislead the vice president? Has he been telling the truth about whether he discussed sanctions? I think that is what's in question here, not necessarily that he had a phone call with someone. Am I wrong, Hillary?
Oh my God. See what happens when you just say the name Hillary? Things just break down. They're making us watch the whole thing. Engage your audience. Saw that?
No, you're not wrong. And in fact,
Oh my God, she's Hillary too.
it's more than just whether he lied. It's when President Obama, who was the sitting president of the United States, imposed sanctions against Russia, as is a perfect right to do and appropriate to do in this instance, did the...
No, it wasn't. It was a spiteful thing to do on his way out to try to throw a roadblock in front of Donald Trump.
President-elect and his, national security advisor designee call Vladimir Putin and his representative and say, don't worry about it. When we get there, we're going to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
So, and that is why, as everybody knows, Vladimir Putin did not respond or react when President Obama imposed those sanctions. Now, this isn't just sort of a...
No, President Putin proved to be an adult in the situation and didn't respond, sort of like a parent wouldn't respond to a child crying on the floor, because that's not going to help. Responding is only going to tell that child that what they're saying has merit, and Obama has zero merit. Remember? Lame duck?
Casual violation of the Logan Act. This is sort of a direct and, maybe even treasonous activity on the part of the incoming Trump administration. And so I do think the question, though, the bigger question for people is, at what point does this White House get held accountable? Who's going to hold them accountable? Will a Republican Congress use investigative authority to do so? Will a, politicized Justice Department use their authority to do so? We saw yesterday on TV Stephen Miller say, the president's authority shall not be questioned by the courts.
Yeah.
So I think this all does tie together in a bigger picture.
You said at what point, hold on, Alice. You said at what point does this White House get held accountable? The guest before says, maybe the media should cut them some slack, which is an interesting take on that. And Alice, when Hillary said treasonous, I saw you didn't quite agree with that. I think you think that was a bridge too far. Alice Stewart gets the first word on the other side of the break. I got to take a break. I'll be right back. All right, we're back now with our breaking news. And this is big breaking news because according to two sources, they're telling CNN that Michael Flynn has resigned. Donald Trump's pick and short-lived National Security Advisor General Michael Flynn, according to two sources, telling CNN, has...
Wow, there's a unicorn right there. Don Lemon just said something truthful. Wow. Yeah, Michael Flynn did resign. And then, following that, was cleared. But still, stayed resigned.
Resigned. We're going to get someone...
Now we have, what's the guy's name? Ooh, Masters. Mick Masters is the new security advisor to Trump. And he's really great. We have a video on him as well. All you have to do is sign up to our... Not sign up, just subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. And then click on my name, Not Fake News. You click on the name of our thing. And it takes you straight to our channel, which all the videos are right there. You can choose from them. Hundreds.
From D.C. and from the White House to respond. Our Washington folks to respond in just
See that?
moments here.
See how they put the meanest face they could find? I never seen that guy have that face before. But he must have like maybe burped or something, and they snapped the photo.
But again, CNN is learning, according to two sources, that Michael Flynn has resigned. I'm going to bring back my panel: Hillary Rosen, Alice Stewart, Joseph Borelli, and Charles Blow. And again, we're waiting for to get folks from D.C. So,
Charles
Alice,
Blow.
I promise you the first word on this breaking news.
Oh,
there was a lot
God.
to respond to, treasonous, all of that, but I think that we're just have to leave that in the rearview mirror.
Probably doesn't matter now.
But I think it's not a surprise. I think he got a lot of runway with this story coming out because of his relationship and his loyalty to Donald Trump. But when a member of the team is making headlines over the actual news of the day, it's not good for the administration, and it's in the best interest for that person and the administration to step down. And clearly, Donald Trump was supportive of him for quite some time. But with regard to Hillary's point about treason, look, keeping in mind this phone call happened right after... Yes.
Alice, go on. Sorry, I'm getting information from my producers. I'm trying to get someone on the phone again from D.C., but I want to get, pardon me, Alice, I want to get Gloria.
This phone call happened on the day that Barack Obama issued sanctions with Russia, and it made sense for him to reach out to Russia, the Russian ambassador, to talk about this. But the problem is, I don't think there was a violation of the Logan Act here. I think he was within his rights and his authority at the time to do so. I don't think there was treason.
Turns out she's absolutely right, and he was cleared.
Here's the thing. Everyone talks about the Logan Act, and maybe the Logan Act didn't apply to other people because usually other people abide by one president at a time. It seems like this administration did not do that.
But here's the thing: I don't think there was a crime. But that being said, I think the cover-up was worse than the crime here. I think the fact that he didn't fully disclose it, and he appeared to not be factually accurate with Vice President Pence, and the Vice President goes out there and defends him. That's where the problem is, and that's where this has taken on a life of its own. And I think it was difficult, I'm sure, for him to make that decision. But I think stepping down was the right thing to do.
Well, I got some tough lessons for those.
All right. And that's what we have there. Thanks for watching. And subscribe below if you haven't already subscribed. And hit the like button if you want to be notified with the breaking stories as they come in. This way you know the stories before your friends and family. Pretty cool, right? And if you like what we're doing here at Not Fake News, you know, giving you the real news, please like the video. And when you like the video, what happens is you're supporting us and our video goes up on YouTube and Google. And you know what that means? That means their crappy videos, their lying propaganda crap, that gets pushed down. Yep. So you're helping a lot by watching. You're helping a lot by liking the video. And you need to keep supporting it because these enemies, yeah, Don Lemon and all these people are enemies. And they need to be stopped. And the only way is what we're doing. Keep fighting. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time at Not Fake News. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below.